Oh dari sayang kau mau saya sikut tuh gunung Kinabalu sama sungai Pagalan. Baru kau mau percaya dengan kata-kataku saya original. Andai kau tahu mimboro soku dusun karati kau ponangku wonuti borosonku no kuro tu kau ngingis kau dono korongong dusun mantat geningau.
They can see you. Okay, hi, apa kabar semua? Hi, welcome everyone to our preliminary GEG Energizer 2023. Alright, thank you for joining us today. And today we had awesome panelists with us. Alright, we had Ajarn Oil Thitaree from GEG Phitsanulok, Thailand. We have Aurelius Yeo from GEG Singapore, and we have Miss Shoba from GEG Kota, Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia. With this, hi Sutipong, hi, thank you for joining us. Come, let's share the link and ask all our friends to join us, all right? So I would like to invite our panelists on stage. First, I would like to invite Aurelius Yeo, all right, from Singapore. Hi, how are you?
Hello everyone. Yeah, I'm good.
Great. So, Aurelius, would you like to have the honor to introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Aurelius. Okay. Do I share slides now?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Okay. So Aurelius is here.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Aurelius. I'm an Apple Distinguished Educator, Google Certified Innovator. I'm also the Head of Department of Educational Technology. Basically, I'm from the School of Science and Technology in Singapore. So this is my school. This is roughly how it looks like. School of Science and Technology Singapore, SST in short, is one of the four specialized independent school. So what we do is we try to educate our students, prepare them for the future. So my role in the school is to basically get all students, get them prepared in the areas of science and technology. Yeah, so basically this is what I do. This is how the school looks like. Yeah, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Aurelius. It's our honor to have you. So today we have Aurelius with Apple background as well. That's awesome. And he's from one of the 4 independent schools in Singapore. SST is quite famous. You see, we can go in SST. It's not easy, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. In a way,
looking forward to
it's not
hear your
easy. Yes,
sharing. Yeah.
yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Next with us we have Ajarn Oil. Hi, Ajarn. How are you? Ajarn, I think you're muted, Ajarn. Muted. I can't hear you, Ajarn.
So I'm so fine here in Thailand. How are you?
Yes, we're all great. Yeah, yeah. I can see Joseph is here, Joanne is here, and I see many of our Thailand friends is here too. Thapkip Panipa is here as well, and
Wow.
Sukupong Hotman from Thailand.
Okay.
So Ajarn, could you introduce yourself, Ajarn?
Okay. Hi. I'm Thitaree Chanthawat from Phitsanulok Vocational College. May I share my slide?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Okay, so here, as you can see, I'm Thitaree Chanthawat, but you can call me Ajarn Oil. Just Stephanie, call me. And yeah, I'm the head of PLVC Corporation and ASEAN Studies Center in Phitsanulok Vocational College. As for like the other part of me is Google Certified Innovator and also Google Certified Trainer. I also the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert as well. And nice to see you guys. I would like and would love to share you about Thailand's classroom. Okay.
So are you sharing the classroom, Ajarn? I think the slide is not moving, is it?
Ah, the slide is not moved, right?
Yeah, now we can see. How does Thailand classroom looks like?
Ah, this is my classroom, and I will show you more after we have a discussion. So you will know more about.
Awesome. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Ajarn. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So next, who is our panelist? She's Miss Shoba, from GEG Kota Kinabalu. All right. Hi, Miss Shoba. How are you?
Hi, how are you, staff?
Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us, Miss Shoba. All right. I would like to ask you to do a self-introduction, Miss Shoba.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm Shoba Macintyre. I am from GEG Kota Kinabalu. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a school improvement specialist coach. I work for the Ministry of Education Malaysia. And I'm really passionate about innovation, and that passion for innovation has led me to explore Google so that I can incorporate technology into the types of innovations that I coach my teachers for. I'm just gonna share a little bit more. Um, I usually use Google to manage a lot of professional learning communities. So I'm just going to give you a little introduction about where I'm from and the organization I'm with. I'm working with the Kota Kinabalu District Education Office, and our office, our team, our staff, we are very dedicated to ensuring that the teachers in our district, as well as our students, are technologically savvy. So we have welcomed and embraced Google, especially GEG Kota Kinabalu, as they have helped us with a lot of projects. And we are really looking forward to doing more things with our teachers with Google. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Shoba. Thank you so much. Okay, now we will have all our panelists here on stage to share with us their insight. Today, we are so lucky to have all three of them from different countries to share how does digital education works in their country. Are you all excited to hear their sharing? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yes, Ajarn is excited. Good. Aurelius is, I can see from his face, and Shoba is definitely lah. All right. So my first question, jeng 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 jeng. So who will be the first one? I will ask the question. I think because today, right, we have in Malay we say we have kumbang around all the flowers. So of course the honor will give to our men first lah, Because always we say ladies first, but today we give men first lah, So my first question to you, Aurelius, is how can technology positively impact the learning experience for our students? Nowadays, many people talk about technology, right? But how does technology impact our learning experience for our students?
I think
Okay.
for yeah, I think for this in this day and age, I mean, we always talk about technology. One of the key things that we want to bring across is because we know that as human being we are limited in a certain way, our processing capability, all this. Now with technology, I think one of the key things that we are looking in this at this point in time is the whole aspect of AI, artificial intelligence. How it can help us in our learning is that in all these deficits or in all these weakness that we have, many of the time with technology, it can actually help our students to overcome all these weakness that we have. Yeah, of course, when we talk about it, we can go more in details later on. I believe Ajarn will have a lot to say with regards to AI later on. I think when we discuss further. Yeah, so this is just for a start.
So AI, All
Yeah,
right. So
AI.
how about you? Okay. Before I go to, so how does SST integrate AI in the lesson?
Um, I would say that at this moment it is quite new to us. Okay,
Mm.
when we talk about how we actually bring in AI, we are actually looking at AI in two aspects. One aspect that we are talking about is AI for teachers in a way that we do our work more effectively. As of this moment, even writing of remarks, what is happening is that AI is coming in as our co-pilot to write our remarks for the students' understanding, for the students' capability, and actually their work done in class. But what makes Singapore slightly different from many other schools, from many other countries, is a lot of this effort that we're talking about is a top-down approach. That means MOE itself is driving very heavily. So in just the recent work plan seminar a couple of months back, the government has made it very clear, the Ministry of Education has made it very clear that AI, technology, all this must come in hand with what we are doing.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Aurelius, for that insight. So, how about Thailand, Ajan? How does Thailand would adapt digitization in their education?
So as for the past positively impact, right?
Yes.
So for me, there's so many ways making it more engaging because they can personalize and accessible. Like the first thing that I exposure my student is enhance engagement and motivation. As you can see from the slide, did you see that the slide I shared? Still, so you can see the picture of the slide that I sent to you. So can you see that?
Yes, yes, you
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you can see like here. So some application can bring that attention back in classroom quickly, like Kahoot, quizzes, what wow, something like that. And they also improve access to information and resources, like some new resources we can find and access easily anytime, anywhere. They are ready and convenient to learn. and they can use collaboration tools like Padlet that you can see, or sharing the ideas in Facebook group classroom. The other point is personalized and differentiate learning. They can learn by their abilities and step up their level easily by using online tools that I support them, and they can like foster creativity and critical thinking because I give them like making the spaces. I provide opportunity for my student to be like a great thinker when they have the group, and yeah, I think it's very positive impact for learning experience, as you can see from my picture,
Yeah, I can see that the students are very engaged in their learning.
right?
Hmm. Good.
So how about the other?
Yeah, I would like to hear from our Miss Shoba. How does Malaysia, how does technology positively impact our Malaysian education?
Thank you, Steph. I think as expressed by Aurelius as well as Ajarn just now, right? Like even in Malaysia, our ministry is taking a very, very proactive role in ensuring that students have access to technology, students have access to learning tools, and this is causing students' learning experiences in the school to change, in the classrooms to change. And actually, we can see that during COVID, like here with some of the organizations that I work with, technology was not a primary source in terms of education tool because they still had so many different ways, different types of technologies that they were using to teach the students. But COVID paved the way, or rather caused an acceleration where both the educators and students began to suddenly realize the importance of electronic technology, the kind of technology that is connected through the internet and connected through networking systems across the board. And what happened was I started noticing in terms of positive impact from a different aspect. A lot of impact was also found and seen in the emotional intelligences of children, where they no longer felt that they were cut off from society just because they were stuck at home during COVID. And then they started exploring and creating networks of their own. So I started seeing students and teachers becoming very independent, and in terms of multiple intelligences, a theory advocated by Howard Gardner, I found that a lot of students, actually those with technological skills, technological savvy skills, they began to shine because this was an avenue for them to apply themselves in the way that they could function best. So I do see the positive aspects of technology in their learning experiences.
That is good. I totally agree that COVID in a way have accelerated the adoption of technology. Does that happens also in Singapore and Thailand?
In the case of Singapore, I guess it was in the pipeline, but because of really like what Madam Shoba has mentioned, it actually accelerated the whole aspect of using technology in the classroom. There's something I would like to share with everyone when we are talking about positive impact of technology. So what happened is okay, let me share screen so that I can show you.
Great, great. Today, we
Okay.
have a list of panelists who are very dedicated. You know, they prepare the pictures. They want to let you understand how
Yeah.
the team want to deliver the message to you, not
Yes,
only
yes.
through words but through images. So I pass it back to
Yes.
you, Aurelius. Ini
Yes,
banyak
yes.
ikan lah.
So like what as we said earlier on about the positive impact, with technology it actually narrows the gap between what is like to be just doing it in the academic sphere of just within the classroom. So in my school or in the nation, we are constantly talking about this whole aspect of applied learning, that whatever that the students are learning is actually applied, and like what Madam Shoma just mentioned just now about the whole aspect of applied. So in my school itself, in the lower secondary, as you can see from the slide, we have this is what is known as a change makers program, or the whole process whereby we if you want to put it commonly known to many other people, will be this whole aspect of design thinking. So with technology in the past, we only look at the industry, the experts looking at real world problems, how you can solve real world problems, and how do you go about using design thinking to solve a real world problem. But when we are talking about in classroom, because of technology, it allows our students to function as if as like they're an adult. So whenever we pose a problem to a student or we put a challenge to the students, they go through this whole process of the change makers process. And when we are talking about with this change makers process, what happened is that our students can actually create real world products like posters or this. So instead of just making them learn through, pick up knowledge about countries like Japan or Indonesia, things like that, they actually put in their understanding of the country itself. They design posters. They look at real world examples, like for example a playground in a particular neighborhood in Singapore. How do you actually redesign the playground? So with all these knowledge that they have accumulated in their various disciplines, students now no longer function like just a student reading from the textbook, but they are able to synthesize from their various disciplines to come up with viable solution to design products, things like that. So this actually with technology, it actually level up the students' capability and allow them to actually put their learning to this so-called application itself. Yeah. So let me stop sharing so that we can move on. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my part about the sharing of application, applying of learning with technology.
That's interesting.
Sorry, I muted. I talking to myself. All right. So I think that's pretty amazing what the students have done.
That's right.
But I'm just curious. That is for what subject?
Okay, so what happened is that in order to make it happen, it has to be interdiscipline. So it's used across all subjects. So we have technology, but instead of just learning coding by itself, students actually put to application their knowledge of coding to design a real product with this knowledge. Other than technology lesson, we have what is known as our design lesson, or in some schools they call it design and technology or technical lessons. So with this, we try to combine it together, and of course, we have lessons like innovation and entrepreneurship. So basically, we combine several disciplines or several departments together to get them to create real prototypes. But this just one aspect. Yeah.
I see. Okay, sorry, I have so many questions because I'm so excited myself. So does the students go for competition, or how do they showcase? Do they do showcase, or they just do it within the schools and they just tell among their friends? Or yeah, I'm just wondering whether it's a school level thing, or it's a district level thing, or it's a national level thing.
So in all schools in Singapore, they have this program. They call it the Applied Learning Program, whereby students will bring in technology, use technology, and then they apply their learning in various aspects. Sometimes some of their showcase could be within the school itself. Sometimes some of the showcase could be inter-school. Sometimes it could be as a nation. It could be like a competition that you have mentioned earlier on. So it depends. The whole purpose and rationale behind it is because Singapore, we understand that we are so small. We are not like Malaysia or Thailand, whereby there's so much resources. So the only resource that we constantly emphasize is human resource. So how do we get about training our students to prepare them as that human resource for tomorrow? Is to basically get them to look at real world problems, apply their learnings across subjects. Yeah, and then it is done in different manner or different way in all schools in Singapore.
By the way, I realize you all have a lot of resources. Your GDP is one of the highest, okay, compared to us.
Currency exchange rate.
But that's a result of Lee Kuan Yew back then, right? Lee Kuan Yew back then said that the only way for us to actually, I don't know, survive is to make sure that human resource we go into the next level of of the industry lah. Basically, the knowledge-based industry, so that we can earn more money lah. So that's how it works.
So y'all are earning a lot.
Money.
Yeah, exactly. K economy.
Temporary. We never know.
Temporary.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Thank you so much, Aurelius, on that insight. I'm very excited to hear that that's what you all are doing, because for me, I truly believe that knowledge is just knowledge, but when it is applied, then that is the time the power is there, when you can
Yeah.
apply the knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go, Ajarn, I cannot every time let Shoba to be the last one, right? Then Shoba will say, everybody talk already. Then what else I have to talk? But
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
don't worry, because this is
I'll find something to add.
All right. So in Malaysia context, so what do we do?
So
Because
I
by
think,
the way, Shoba is SISC, okay? She's not any ordinary person as well.
oh,
Yeah. So you are in a very good position to share with us. And yeah, what
Oh.
in Malaysia context, yeah.
thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick up from where Aurelius left off. And I'm going to talk about the use of different technologies, or rather platforms, that the government has given us in Malaysia. For example, right now we have a lot of initiatives, right? We've got Jendela, we've got all sorts of different initiatives happening here in Malaysia for different purposes. Now, for education, there's this one platform that I use almost 24/7, and it's called Delima. Now, Delima is a platform freely given to all teachers and students, where they are able to access to different types of learning tools, different types of applications. But more importantly, it's through Delima that I discovered Google. So Google, they all their services, like for example the different types of application, not all but most of their applications, can be found via Delima, making it easy for teachers and educators to actually have that experience to use technology that usually we might overlook, or usually we might not even know exists because it's not accessible, right? Okay, so I want to touch about design thinking and the different types of activities that we do with design thinking. So like Aurelius was mentioning just now, he said, with design thinking, it leads to doing different kinds of innovations and stuff, different types of activities. And in our district, I will not speak on behalf of the whole of Malaysia, but I will talk on behalf of my district. What we tend to do is we use design thinking in problem-based learning activities. We use design thinking in problem solving activities. We use design thinking to help not just students but also teachers, because I work mainly with teachers, right? So we use teachers to use design thinking strategies in order to come up with solutions and innovations. Now, how do we go about delivering our workshops, our continuous professional development training and whatnot? We actually use Google. Google is our main source, or rather our main platform filled with tools where we can carry out a lot of design thinking activities with ease. For example, if I
Oh, did we just lost Shoba? Yeah, back. Yeah.
Oh, she's back.
Sorry. So if I wanted to have a meeting, I would use Google Meet. If I wanted to have teachers document their work, I would ask them to use Google Doc. And the same with our students. So right now, what we've been doing for the past couple of years, we've been using Google applications as part of our modus operandi, from carrying out design thinking activities right up to the production level, where students can actually create posters like what Aurelius was sharing, if I'm not mistaken, right? Posters and stuff like that using the various tools available on Delima. So that's just something I wanted to add and share as to how our government in Malaysia actually enables us educators to have and experience that positive impact of technology, which is first through free access and supplication.
Thank you, Miss Shoba. So, Aurelius, do you all have free access as well?
We also have free access to Google. I think the key thing now, I think the government is concerned about is looking at how we can look at proprietary platforms so as to safeguard data for our students. So to be frank, while we have Google for all schools, we also have something like what Malaysia has. We call it the student learning space, or SLS in short. Yeah, so a major platform integrates with Google and many other platforms. Yeah. I think like what Malaysia is doing, I mean, there's this need to make sure that our students are safeguarded in terms of their privacy and data.
Same name, same thing but different name lah. So your country
Different
is
name, yeah.
lah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now we want to listen from our Miss Ajarn Oil.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Miss Ajarn, can you share with us what Thailand is doing? Yeah. And since you are from the vocational school, how different does that make? Yeah.
Actually, so after the COVID-19, so the education right here is changed. Like we shift from knowledge transmission to skill development. As you know that I am the teacher of vocational college, right? So we focus on working and doing at the same time. So the student will focus the critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and communication skill along the side of content acquisition. And as we're talking about the Google application, yeah, I use all the application that my student can access. Like actually, when we study, we use Google Classroom to launch the lesson, to do anything, just like I employ the project-based learning, open-ended inquiry, and like some real world application that I will put in the classroom. And when we have the discussion, I use Jamboard, but we know the news about the Jamboard. But I think Google will change something that gonna be better than Jamboard. And they can collaborate when they study. And it's like active learning more if we compare with the part. And in Thailand, we use technology as a tool to enhance learning because, like now, the student in the past we just talk and chalk, right? But right now they just like focus on more in technology. So yeah, the Thailand is not like Singapore because Singapore just like a lot of technology, right? But now we alert already.
Wow, everything is Thailand and everything Singapore is like number one lah today. Hey, y'all cannot. Ajarn, no. We will learn from the best to be at par.
Right.
Like
I
that.
think so.
Yeah,
And I
keep
really
our energy on, yeah. That's why today we have Aurelius in to share with us his insight. And now, Jamboard they replaced with Figma, right? Yeah, they're having Figma now to replace with Jamboard. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember in Thai, I seen one picture from Thailand that time when there's a report on COVID and usage of digital. I saw there's this teacher, she's teaching agriculture, but she's bringing Chromebook and doing her Google Meet in the paddy field to teach the students.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one more thing. Yes, Stephanie.
Yes.
So I have one more thing. After we use a lot of technology, so we just emphasize global citizenship and sustainability. Just like I teach students more about global interconnectedness and cultural diversity. And just like today, is cultural diversity, right? From Singapore, Malay,
yes.
and yeah, Thailand. So it's kind of something, the sample of global challenge. So this time, the clip video I will share with my students too. So they will feel like, my teacher have a lot of friends right here in ASEAN, but maybe we can expand to global, just like Japan, Korea, something like that. We can share and care.
I totally agree with you, Ajarn. Teachers are leadership by example. Yeah. So
Mm,
now
Yes.
classroom, I think with this digital era, classroom is not within the four walls anymore. You can
That's
be
I
at
right.
the
agree.
paddy
Yes.
field. You can be in your whatever factory that you are doing, your working table to show the students how education is, how learning is, and
yes.
yeah, it's just amazing how digital how technology has transformed education to where it should be. So,
Yes.
the next question I would like to ask is what is the changes in the teaching methodology that we believe that it is crucial to um, that is crucial in our evolving education landscape. I think some of y'all did mention about it a bit, but maybe you can elaborate more how our teaching methodologies will change from chalk to talk, from sitting at the
Yep.
table, bringing your textbook to the classroom, exercise book. Well, how the future education will be,
You.
Shoba, you first. Let choose
Okay.
who go first because
I
nobody
think
will. You see, that's the same thing in our classroom. If the teacher don't call the name right, nobody will answer. So, so we will change that.
ever ready, ever ready. So,
Wow,
okay.
there's the energy.
To maybe address that question a little, I think I'd like to touch on how the changes that are taking place, such as having more game-based theories, gamifications happening in the classroom. Teachers are using augmented reality in the classroom. I mean, it also depends on the type of technology the teacher may have access to, or the type of technology the students may have access to. But I can see that there's a lot of changes in terms of teachers wanting to create more games in the classrooms, and games that involve technology, which I find very inspiring because it definitely attracts the students. If we are looking into different types of psychologies, for example, psychology of color, which is something that people are starting to talk about, like how color actually affects the way students learn. Technology and visual representation found in technology today actually helps students learn even better. So, in terms of, it's not just about how the teaching methodologies are changing, it's also about how purpose driven we are. Are we driving our teaching methodologies today based on what's happening around us? Are we projecting for the future? So I think there's a variety of teaching strategies being used today. Recently I met one teacher, and they do things like comics, like things that students used to do before, just using pencil and paper, but now they're using technology to draw those comics and stuff like that. So I feel like it's very positive. It doesn't have to be a very big change, it doesn't have to sound complicated or complex. Sometimes the simplest form of technologies can actually bring a student further along than maybe what they were previously doing. So I don't want to throw big words out because I don't really see those big words happening in a grand scale of things where I'm at. But what I do see is the integration of technology in current teaching methodologies, which is one up from what they've been doing before. So I say one step forward is better than 10 steps back. So, yeah. So I really enjoy they're using things like Roblox, things I've never heard of, but I have to, like open myself up to learning these new things. Just recently, my department, they had a carnival for Tibet. And in that carnival, they were giving away microbits, and I had no idea what a microbit was. So I was looking at it like, what on earth is this thing used for? And then they told me, like, oh, it's used for coding, So I think we all have a lot to learn with all the changes that are happening. But any type of methodology where they are integrating technology is definitely a step forward in the right direction. Yeah.
Thank you, Shoba. I totally agree with you. Then
Uh-huh.
one step
Can
ahead is better than 10 steps. And I always believe that even we are taking one step, it's a progress. So if every day we take one
Yes.
step, we are still one
Yes.
step ahead rather than we
Yes.
are going backward, right? Yeah. So Ajarn, so what do you think about? Do you want to comment about what Shoba has said in terms of technology? How does technology works in the education now? What are the teaching methodologies? Like last time, we will learn with chalk and talk. Teacher will write at the blackboard, and students have to sit
Uh-huh.
quietly and learn and listen. But now, how has it changed?
So I think we have to like cultivate more lifelong learning because in the past we just like talk and talk in the class, right? But now we expand more after class. Like the student instill a love of learning more and curiosity that extend beyond the classroom and formal education because it's very easy to access and like the student connect learning to real world issue as you can see that all the youtuber they will have like they can go inside and explore a lot of things its challenges and like a future career to demonstrate its relevant and purposes and one more thing that I think the methodology change is like continuously adapt and innovate. The student will be like embrace the growth of mindset and open then new teaching method from the teacher. I think as she said, yeah, it's encourage experimentation and reflection and also collaboration among the student. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Ajan, because you have more than 20 years of teaching. So what do you think that when you started teaching last time and now, what is the difference?
It's very different because the student more engaging in the classroom and they feel just like they feel as I told you at the first of the program that we talked together I said like all the application can motivate and activate the student to come to in the class. It's very easy because all the students have the mobile phone, right? So they use mobile for gaming, but I will help them to use mobile for learning. So they will know that, yeah, mobile phone can be something that they can alert themselves for education. So it's different. They use the mobile phone for learning and expand their knowledge. Uh-huh.
Okay, very good. It means that the teachers has changed it. Teachers have to change the methodology. So what do you think, Aurelius, on this thing? How different is our teaching methodology? How do we have to change our teaching methodology compared to last time and now?
I think for Singapore, there has been a lot of changes. Because we always emphasize on human resource. So in the end, the whole society became very much focused on examination. So for the past 20, 30 years, the government has been changing how people view the whole aspect of examination. Because whenever we talk about examination, many of the time it requires a student to just memorize the content. And increasingly, we see, during this era, the shift from us trying to memorize information to everything you Google for it, and from Googling for it, now you have this AI as co-pilot that the AI will help you craft it. So to what extent human beings, to what extent we need to memorize all this content? I think the memorization part has become less relevant to what is to come. So because of that, the whole methodology of teaching students to understand content to become understanding of concepts. So we look at how the nation, or as a nation, we are moving towards concept-based learning. The whole aspect of students being able to look at everything interdisciplinary, and then to look at it, not just interdisciplinary, but how you can mesh them together, because concepts cuts across disciplines. That means what you learn in one discipline can be used in another discipline. So the aspect of problem-based learning, all this has become more enhanced over the years, which is why we are constantly talking about the whole aspect of applied learning. And therefore, when we talk about the change in methodology, no longer the teacher being the sage on the stage, or the one talking, to actually being the one who's going to facilitate, helping
Correct.
students discover their passion, their interest, as what was being mentioned by Madam Shoba earlier on about the whole aspect of passion. We need to help students to find their passion, and to help students to find their passion involves a lot of changing of mindsets. So in Singapore, in the past, it used to be the national examination, our PSLE, our O levels. Now, to the extent that we have allowed students to even go into secondary schools without looking at the PSLE results or our primary school national exam results. So my school of science and tech, we actually offer places to students to apply to the school even before they sit for the major exam. The whole purpose is to bring students away from the typical methodology of memorization, or of being that so-called content heavy, but to the whole aspect of students who have certain inclination or passion, that we can actually offer them places to come to this school to learn in the whole aspect of science and technology. Yeah.
I love what you're saying, Aries. I remember those days where we have to the people say we have to burn the book, put inside the water
Yeah,
and
yes,
drink. So that you remember
yes,
everything, you have to
yes,
swallow the whole book, because the next day when we go exam, we have to vomit all out again.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Regurgitate.
Yeah,
Right?
regurgitate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
to
will tell you you have
regurgitate.
to sleep on your book lah, so you remember everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so many things lah, all the myth Yeah, but I totally agree, because to what extent can we remember? To what extent can we memorize? And now things are very different, whereby
Yeah.
now we have AI to co-pilot with us, and they say AI is a companion itself, because it helps us with so many things. Yeah, and I think the way how students are assessed is also changing, because in Malaysia we also have abolished our UPSR, which is the primary school assessment to go and stuff like this. So we are now moving towards more classroom centric assessment. Am I right, Mishoba?
Yes.
Pentadbiran berasaskan bilik darjah.
Yes, and we can I just add to that? Like we are becoming very student centered right now. And I can see that shift and that move taking place really fast, because we are starting to realize that one of the reasons why the teachers don't have all the answers sometimes is because the answers lie in the student, and the student has to connect with what's happening with their learning, why they are also not doing so well, and the teacher is there to guide and to facilitate. And I think this is what the 21st century learning grounds is all about, so it's good that we are moving towards that. But talking about that saturation of information, where students have to memorize so many things, have to know so many things, I think even teachers are going through that, where they have to know so many types of technology. What are the latest changes? What are the students into? What are they not into? And sometimes that creates a form of pressure, especially for teachers who may not be very in tune to technological changes and advancements. So, I think again, like that concept of one step forward is better than 10 steps back in terms of learning and progressing, because any form of progress is good progress, you know. I mean, as long as it's good progress. If not, you'll learn from it. Yeah.
There's one other aspect that Madam Shoba talked about earlier on, the whole aspect of gamification. I think this is something that teachers, I think, I don't know, for my era, it's quite frowned upon to play games, right? People always say that, hey, go and study, don't play games, but nowadays I realize that gamers, they do earn a lot more than us, right? Yeah,
Yep.
so it's hard to tell students don't play games. Then they show you all the success cases of all the gamers and how much money they are making, just by playing games on YouTube, things like that. But the whole aspect, I remember in also one of my sharing to fellow educators is that the whole aspect of gaming has changed. In the past, gaming is just gaming, that serious gaming, but because of mobile technology, most of the people have mobile phones. So there's this other aspect of casual gamers, and we look at the Gen Z or the Gen Alpha kind of students. Many often of them, many often the time, they all play games, and
That's
games
right.
is something that's very accessible. It's very much of their lifestyle, and because of that, if we are constantly educating these people, we need to understand that one of the ways to really engage them is to really look at gamification or even game-based learning.
Mm-mm.
There were some educators in Singapore who were also sharing some of their work done. In fact, that they are creating game-based learning, but not by themselves. They actually use ChatGPT to help them craft lessons and even lesson plans or to create game-based learning approach for students to actually learn. So I think this is something that we can really look at how we can harness technology more. I mean, of course, there are roadblocks, all these that are ready made, or even Minecraft, that are ready made games that we can look at to actually help students learn better. And of course, even the very simple gamification approach of maybe leaders board, when they play the Kahoot, all these, I mean, who's ahead, who's ranking behind. I think it does give students some kind of motivation and even engagement. But of course, we cannot do it too often. I mean, if we do it too often, it will
Yeah.
lose its luster. But every now
Yes,
and then, if we could vary with things like that, I think students will find learning very interesting in our classrooms.
definitely.
And that's why they always mention that now teachers are more of a coach and a mentor instead of just teaching. And just now
Yeah.
you all did also mention that teacher is no longer the stage, the only source of information. Like last time, everything teacher, 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 teacher. Now sometimes teachers are like clueless. So but there's a shift whereby teacher also have to accept that it's okay to don't know. We will learn together.
Yes.
We learn
Yeah.
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Okay, let's find out the correct answer. And I still remember there's this question that they always asked previously. How many planets are there in the solar system? It's no longer nine, no, it's like eight now. And then students will start to debate with us. So it caused a lot of uneasiness in the teacher because teacher feel that they are humiliated, they are embarrassed because they cannot give the correct answer or stuff like this. What do you think, Ajarn, on this thing? Can you comment? Teacher feel that do you think that teachers still need to be the only person that they can get information from, or teacher should shift to be more of a coach thing and stuff like that? Yeah, I think she this. So okay, maybe Aurelius and Shoba can comment on this. So what do you think? And the part whereby teacher feel a bit embarrassed or humiliated because when student ask them, they don't know how to answer. How do we go get over this?
Okay, Aurelius, do you want to go first?
Okay. Okay. I I I mean, I guess because we are brought up in that era whereby we are forced to, or we are made to regurgitate, we are made to memorize. So we are here because we can memorize very well, and therefore we are among the best, and therefore we can teach people in that manner. But increasingly, yeah, you're right to talk about the discomfort that we have to realize, hey, there's a limit to how much we know, and our students are also gaining in knowledge. But of course, that said, I mean, if we are as a teacher, when we want to lead by example, we have to really show our students that we do not know everything, and we have to get used to the whole aspect of discovering things together. And of course, as we become as we look at more of a problem-based approach to many of our education topics that we are talking about, we start to realize that there is no one simple answer. And even though the
Exactly.
solar system, whether Pluto should be accepted or not, I mean, it brings forth a certain academic discourse that we can talk about. And I think when we spend time doing that, while we have morphed and changed, I think students will actually appreciate us more. And the relationship with the students has also changed. It's no longer that all authority on the stage, but now we are looking at the fellow learners, and therefore they can relate to us better. and they can share with us more than before, as opposed to the past, whereby the teachers and students tend to have a gap. But I would say that there are certain positive to this whole aspect. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. And like personally, I think I'm always going to be the person who says I don't know. I don't need to have all the answers, because I think that's what Google is for. To help me with the things that I don't know. But what I will do is educate my teachers and my students on how to do a search on Google, and how to have the right keywords to get you to where you need to get, that kind of a thing. But I also want to talk about this. We're talking about knowledge gaps, right? Is knowledge gap really a bad thing? I mean, when you think about the human mind, how much can we multitask at one time? When we talk about the
Mm.
human mind, how much, I mean, yes, they say the mind is like a sponge we can absorb, right? But it also has to involve meaningful learning. Now, in order for meaningful learning to take place, there's got to be interest as well. You know what I mean? And sometimes we are dealing with people who may not have the same interest in the same thing. So if you go into a classroom with 30, 40 students, maybe if you were to propose an idea like what kind of technology can you use to learn, each child might come up with something different, and the teacher might be like, whoa, what do I do with this, that kind of thing, which is why problem solving skills are really important. And the other thing is to advocate independent learning, to help the child get to where they need to get using the type of tools that suit them best based on their intelligences. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was when Aurelius talked about game-based learning and gamification. I was doing a study recently, and one part of the study was I started discovering that the children in the classes that were not scoring so well was scoring so well in Mobile Legend. They they were like top scorers, top players in their Mobile Legend world. And I was, cracking my head thinking, because in order for you to get to that level, you have to have a certain level of intelligence. You must be very strategic. You know what I mean? And this game is played in English by most of them. So, and I was thinking to myself, how is it that you're doing so well strategically over there, where else in our textbook level education we might not require that much of strategic thinking even. So where is the discord, or the where do we find the accord, that kind of a thing. So maybe a lot of studies also has to be done in that area, because we want to find out what is attracting students. I think is technology. That means technology is attracting them to perform. So if we look into game-based theories and gamification, it might be a way for us to also discover how we can actually move from textbooks to games, maybe, that kind of thing, and not be so
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about regurgitating and stuff like that. Yeah, that's for me.
I totally agree with you. That's why we always say the students actually all the students, right, they have their skill of themselves. They have certain advantage. They are smart at certain ways. They might not be good at this certain subject, but they are good at certain other things. So we just need to find
Yes,
the ways to bring interest to them. I still remember there's one time where this Angry Bird game, there
Oh
this
yes.
then I saw teachers who are so creative start to teach tangram, start to teach the angle and things like this to tell them how to shoot properly so that your Angry Bird can reach to the thing. So I was like, wow, teachers really are creative. They bring back students' interest from their game back to study.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ajan, what do you think on this? How do you think? Do you think that teachers should be the only source of knowledge, or it's okay now? It's digital era. Teacher will have to say now we are just coach, we guide students. What do you think in your school? So what approach do you use? Yeah.
So sorry, can you remind me again, because the
Yeah, I
electric
know
just
you suddenly this connection. Um, we are talking about how teachers is no longer the main source of information. So students doesn't have to refer to us anymore, but students can be a independent self learning? Because I see now in the
Ah,
market also, right, everybody is talking about independent learner, self learning, self learning, everything is self learning, everything is learning at your own pace. So
Yes,
this
yes.
kind of
yeah.
thing, yeah. So
I think it's gonna be mixed like self-learning and all together with the classroom because you know that self-learning is based on lifelong learning too.
Yes.
But the student must go back in the class as well because something that they cannot teach themselves. Something I think just like we have to think about the personal growth mindset. You know
growth
that
mindset,
some
yes.
student, yeah, that some student have to understand in the class. They cannot just like generate by themselves. I think if just only they watch YouTube, yeah, I think they don't understand exactly. So if they come to the class, they will understand. Yeah, and then they can expand themselves to study more. Like outside the class is okay, but it's gonna be
I
mixed
agree.
self learning and all together with classroom.
Yes, I,
I
I, I
think
see your point, Ajan, whereby teachers is the one that guide. If you
Mm.
are a super you're achiever in that particular subject, you definitely can soar high. You can win competitions and stuff like this. So you do what works best for you. Thank you so much for your sharing. Another question. Yeah, I know my question is a bit out of topic. I think my panelist is a bit stressed already. Hey Stephanie, all these questions are not in the list. Why you suddenly change your question? Yeah, because it suddenly come in like, yeah, I want to know more. I think this session is more about Stephanie rather than this. And by the way, our audience, if you have any question, please feel free to put it at our chat and we will bring your question up and to ask our panelists to comment as well. Okay, so it's not just four of us talking among ourselves. Yeah, we are also waiting for your comments and your feedback so that we can also discuss it together. Okay, my next question is about this AI. Many people talking about AI. So, do you think AI is a help or is a disaster in teaching and learning? Because they says that AI makes teacher lazier. AI makes students learn lesser because everything is AI. Everything they ask ChatGPT, everything they ask Bart. So what is your thought on this thing? Okay, Ajan, do you want to answer first?
yes, okay. For me, I think AI is not like something can destroy classroom culture, but AI gonna be just like assistant. And actually, when they are our assistant, I mean teacher assistant, and they always be the student's assistant too. So it means just like I don't feel like AI will destroy me, nah, because I use like both ChatGPT, I use Google Bard for helping me, but it's not all the thing that I use. It's like when we use, we have to categorize and analyze again because robot is always robot. They don't have emotion. They have not. They don't have the feeling, right? And as you know that the teacher can use, the student can use too. So that's why we have to teach the student how to use correctly. They cannot copy and they cannot use like the question. So but they have to think and use their idea inside before they send our homework. So I think it's going to be assistant for me. And how about you?
Yeah. How
Decided?
about you, Shoba and Aurelius? What do you think?
I love what Ajan just said just now because recently I went to the cinema and I watched a movie, and it was a movie about artificial intelligence. And truth be told, I was so scared. When I left the movie, I could not sleep at the thought of in this movie they had a robot that would be friends with a human child. I don't know whether Ajan you've watched it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so when Ajan was talking about emotions, like the robots don't have emotions and stuff, I hope nobody programs the robots to have emotions, if possible, because that's a scary world. It can be a scary world based on that movie. However, this is how I see it, because MOSTI, which is our Ministry of Science, Technology, Innovation, in Malaysia. I mean, they are really looking at groundbreaking technology and investing in groundbreaking technology, especially with where AI is concerned, right? But I think whatever it is, as long as there are regulations put in place and right ethical programming, AI will definitely be something that would support the child's learning rather than be something that can turn into a monster, right? I noticed that it just recently I tried one of those virtual reality eye boggles, whatever eye goggles thingy. I don't know whether you guys have ever tried that. And I was so stunned because when I put on the goggles, I did not realize I was still in the same place anymore. I was transported into a different world. And it was so amazing, but at the same time, so scary. But I was in New York. When I wore those goggles, I was standing in Kota Kinabalu, but I was transported to New York and I was walking up and down the staircases, checking out the Empire State Building and whatnot. And I was thinking to myself, AI, virtual reality, all these things can become tools for students who cannot travel far
Mm.
to actually gain the kind of learning experiences that other students might have because they are financially doing better or they have access to these kind of, you know, transportation and tours and whatnot, right? So, all I'm saying is that AI is beautiful as long as it's regulated and ethically programmed correctly, and so is VR.
I totally agree with you. And we have Joanne. Joanne in YouTube to comment. She totally agree with what we are discussing as well. The AI is more of a tool to help us. And I always tell teachers that technology is here to help us to be better educators. And I do not think that those AI, those technology can replace us because students still need guideline. All right, just like what Ajarn has mentioned. You can be super, you can be very knowledgeable, you can go very in depth, you can be an expert in a particular topic, but you still need some thoughts to sit you, to bring you back. This is something. Okay. So teachers can do this kind. Teacher might not be super expert in that particular field, but teachers have the knowledge to tell you where you can start. Ah, all right. So yeah, I have people all agreeing. Yeah. We agree. Technology is not to replace the teachers. Yeah. All right. So how about you, Aurelius?
My fear is not about replacing the teachers, but my fear is the future workforce. How our students are like. I mean, how can they continue to contribute? Because while we say that it will not replace teachers in the aspect of I don't know, maybe the emotional aspect in terms of maybe ethics, guidance. No, we will still be here, but we can see that industries are changing. We are seeing that a lot of things are changing, and many often a time when we talk about AI is to understand that the whole aspect of AI, machine learning, all this, they all work because of the whole aspect of big data. And because of this big data, there are often biases that really needs to be regulated. Else, else there will definitely be some issues that we will have to deal with. Like how in US they actually identify certain character groups or certain race as a high tendency to commit crimes, and therefore when they use AI to identify criminals, it tends to lean towards a certain side. But going back to this, I mean, for the past 10 years or so, I've been working with people in Silicon Valley, things like that. I find that if we are not careful, our students will actually lag behind in the future workforce, because AI is capable of replacing many tasks, especially when it is really very mechanical. Mechanical as in, if the process can be repeated, anything that can be repeated, it can be solved by using AI. And when I look at how Autodesk is working to even bring in the whole aspect of design, and now we all know with Mid Journey, all this, actually they are even entering the creative aspect, whereby we talk about shoe designs or for Under Armour, all this, a certain amount of AI is involved if even in the whole design. So until and unless we can get our students to recognize that they are no longer it's no longer about memorizing of content, but them being that problem solver, them being that creative student, then there's a high possibility that the jobs that we're talking about in the future will not be jobs that our students can take if they are just doing it the same old manner of studying. So I would like to say that one very critical element that we need to really get our students prepared for the future is towards the whole aspect of problem solving and creativity, because these are the two key aspects that will actually differentiate humans from AI itself.
So true.
So true, yeah. My last but not least, because I saw our time is ticking down. So I want to ask you one last question, and everybody to give me your thoughts. Um because there's this technology, this digital thing is coming. So how does our educational system can adapt to address this rapidly changing job market? Because the job that previously available is now no longer available, and I believe that there are more jobs that is we never know, and suddenly, wow, this kind of job also got this kind of question we will ask them. So yeah, what is your thoughts?
So you mean adapting education to a changing job market, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We gonna have this. My idea, I think we have to embrace flexibility and future ready skill. Like our college is vocational college. We will launch many jobs in the job market, like accountant. We have like programmer. We have like IT man, businessman, businesswoman. So the job market is very faster than the past, I think. So we have to focus on transferable skills, like the soft skill that we have to know more, and we have to shift from rote memorization to foster a critical thinking and problem solving at the same time. And many skills that valuable across diverse industry and can be applied in the various contexts like IT and technology that we talk about, AI, we have to put in the classroom more, because right now I think the job market will change. They need the one who can use AI more. Uh-huh. I think
Yes, I
that is
agree
my
with you,
idea.
Ajan. Okay, okay, I must reserve my comment. I love to comment. Okay, Aurelius, what do you think on this?
I think in all the governments, in all the Ministry of Educations, they are right to point out some of these key features that our students need to have. I think one of it is the whole aspect of lifelong learning, recognizing that whatever the schools try to teach, there's a limit to what we can do. But rather, instead of like fishing for them, we teach them how to fish. We teach them, the whole aspect of learning for life. That's one very critical aspect, because we do know that things are changing. They need to be flexible, and the only way to be flexible or to remain flexible is to constantly upgrade themselves throughout the course of their life. I think this one aspect. The other aspect I can see that all the governments are really pushing very hard is the whole aspect of putting technology in the hands of students, try to bring on board one-to-one, try to give more access to students, more access to technology, giving them accounts or platforms that they can use more effectively. I think these are the things that we are doing well. And in fact, all governments are trying their best to do as much as they can to bring people further or bring our students further. Yeah.
Shoba, what do you think, Shoba?
I'm wondering if I can share my slide.
Can
I,
definitely. Last chance to share, yeah. So
okay,
whatever you
okay,
have, please share. Don't keep
okay,
anymore.
okay. I'm not sure if you guys can read this because it's quite small. Okay, but
Can.
Kenna. Okay.
Can.
So basically, what it says here is like the job skills for the next 7 years. Okay. That means by 2030. By 2030, they're looking at jobs where there is a positive increase for written communication, critical thinking, problem solving, like Aurelius has mentioned here, science and mathematics, verbal communication, interpersonal skills, advanced technology, right? So meaning by 2030, and this was taken by an Australian survey, the job market will demand more of these skills from the students who are now in our Malaysian primary schools, for example. So you minus 7 years, or they could be in secondary school as well, if they continue with tertiary education or higher education. So what you call that? These would be the type of skills to develop in the child in order for them to be job savvy or job ready in the next 7 years. However, we can see that there is a decline for management coordination and teaching, which means to me, I look at it more like because there is a lot of access to technology in the sense that there are a lot of like online classes, different ways for people to gain information. There might be a decline over here. So, like Aurelius was saying just now, it's good to be. To have critical thinking, to increase in critical thinking, problem solving skills, as well as creativity, in order for you to sort of like beat the market. That means not beat the market, but rather you don't get drowned by the changes in the market. That kind of a thing. So if I'm
Mm.
someone right now preparing for 7 years down the road, what I do is I would ask my kids like start teaching them how to develop causes. Even if they are the type of people who would be teachers, I might suggest that. I say like, what would you teach? What would it look like in the form of a cause? And then sell your cause on all these educational platforms and websites. That might be one example of how I might go about it. But again, I think that preparation right now is so critical because we want to make sure that the kids are actually prepared to take on that job or take on those jobs. PCOM, or rather, our National Tech Association in Malaysia, actually put out a survey recently stating that there has been an increase in employment or rather, the market has increased for IT based jobs. So it would be like, if let's say the child is not inclined, or their multiple intelligence is not in the area of technology, at least get them ready by helping them become users first, not but don't stop at consumers. You don't want them to just be consumers of technology. You want them to also become creators. So I think having that ability to be content creators could actually help people who have different types of intelligences still navigate their way through the changes in the job market. Yeah, that's just a little
I agree with
share.
you, Shoba. Um, that brings me to another question. I'm so sorry, yeah. Will this digital thing, this AI thing, because you saw there's the job thing, thank you for sharing that.
Will this will will people be out of job?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, okay. I don't know about you. I mean, for for Singapore, we because manpower is expensive, so I do witness a lot of changes in the case of Singapore. I mean our even our McDonald's, the people who are taking orders have disappeared to that the kind of kiosk or to even QR code. I mean, when I talk about cleaning services, I mean, if you transit through Singapore airport, you see that we have all those robots that are doing the self-cleaning rather than the number of cleaners. We cut down a lot of our labor force, replacing it with all these other technology. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you frankly, I mean, it's very obvious in the case of Singapore. I mean, in the past, our bus drivers, we have conductors, all these, and we become one-man operators. And now we are all, yeah, you just removing all kinds of jobs with technology.
They have what driverless car, what the car without driver.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Self-driving car, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word, self-driven
yeah,
car.
self-driving car. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So you see that AI will replace a lot of jobs already.
Yes, yes. I see that it will replace a lot of jobs. I mean, like what I said, I mean, instead of the cleaner doing their sweeping and cleaning, now we have all those robots moving around because with the so-called computer vision, they are able to navigate their way around the complexes, without hitting onto that someone, things like that. Yeah, it is
Okay.
replacing already. I mean,
Okay.
I think you would have also heard of the what robotic coffee, right? You
Yes,
replace a barista with the robot to make the coffee. Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, they're changing a lot.
I mean, I think we even have vending machines for that. So it's like, and that's technology that has already existed, you know. Um,
Okay. I know your answer, already, Shoba. Okay. Ajarn, what do you think, Ajarn? Do you think that this AI, the technology, will replace a lot of jobs?
Mhm.
Ajan, do you think that AI and technology will replace jobs?
Sorry, can you say it again? The signal is like
Yeah. Do you think technology and AI will replace job?
no, no, I don't think so. Exactly as a teacher, it cannot replace human because maybe some job can use AI to indicate when they're working, but actually they need human. They need human to use AI altogether, but cannot. As for I watch a lot of movie because I'm a movie lover. I saw a lot of AI movie. I know that they can create, they can generate everything, but no, there is nothing. Instead of yeah, they cannot replace human. They just only something like assistant. I will echo my word. It's like only assistant. They
okay,
cannot be a real woman.
yeah.
No. And actually, I will confirm before we finish. There is nothing can replace a good teacher, just like us, four of us. Good educator cannot. AI cannot.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
I want to give my comment now.
Wait, hold on,
Yeah,
Stephanie. Wait, that was not
yeah.
my
Because
answer, though.
recently in Malaysia we have a DJ, a radio DJ that is now replaced with an AI. So I was
Really?
having the same, yeah.
What
Which
channel?
FM? One of the radio
Not one of the
station.
channels.
Yeah, yeah, one of the channel. They no longer have a DJ, but
Okay.
the DJ is replaced with an AI, and they
Mm.
Wow.
really draw the AI out every day with different baju and things like this. Looks like real, Initially, I was also, is that an AI? I thought it was a human. So we had
Yeah.
this discussion. So my friend was asking the same question that I asked you all as well. So do you think AI? So initially, right, I also like Aurelius and Shoba. I have the same thought. Wow, a lot of jobs are being replaced. It's dangerous. Then my friend in the engineering, like Ajana in the same background vocation, he said no. I said why no? You see a lot of these self-driving because in order to develop this DJ, they need additional 10
Human.
to 20 engineers behind to
Exactly.
develop this one AI out.
Correct.
The robot that they'll see sweeping the floor, the self-driving car and stuff. Do you know how many engineers behind to make sure this car doesn't divert, doesn't go down to the valley or stuff like that? Oh, really? Yeah. So he says one thing with me is it's not about of course the jobs will be replaced. But if you
But
do
there will
not
be new
adapt
job.
technology, if we
Yeah.
do not embrace AI, you will definitely be replaceable. But if you adapt and you acquire the knowledge and you apply the knowledge, then you will be ahead and you are the one who will be paid more. You will be the one who are acquired in the job market and you will be the one who are, people say, people want you so much lah because you have the knowledge and things like this. So I was like, oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, it's just an insight. We discussed,
Yes.
we learned, and yeah. So
Yeah. I
any
mean,
comments?
actually, yeah, exactly. So, like, actually, that was not my total answer. My answer would have been that because there will be jobs that are replaced because it's already happening now. And the reason for that is why? Because people don't want to waste energy. I think energy is the thing that consumes humans the most, right? And they want their energies to be used for more meaningful things. So that's why there are this whole group of human beings that say, I'd rather take a AI to work in my restaurant because
Yeah, they say no emotional involved.
exactly, they're not going to get tired. And if the customer says something mean, they're just going to say, okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right.
They have no feeling.
Yeah,
They have no feeling.
exactly. But I think for those kind of jobs it's fine. That's why we have a lot of telephone operated jobs now, that in order to get to the human that's speaking, you have to go through a lot of prompts and tekan,
Yes.
what, press number 1, choose number 2, and
Yes.
I have no idea what number I'm choosing, right? So, but you see, like, I understand why. Like, jobs where it can be replaced because it's a drain on human energy, whether it's emotions, will definitely be, I think, replaced in the future. I'm quite confident about that because human beings want a happier life. But like
Right.
what you were saying, but there will be new job opportunities. But back to what Aurelius and I were discussing earlier, there must be an increase in critical thinking,
Yes.
innovative thinking to take on those new jobs. So we won't be
Yes.
out of jobs. We'll have different sets of jobs to, yeah,
Yeah.
work towards. All right. So it's not the same, but
Yeah, of course, this is a very good discussion point, right? Because
Yes.
it really puts me thinking as well.
Yeah,
Okay. So because we have time limit, I don't want to take much more of your time. I cannot pay you. So one last word to our audience before our session ends. Who wants to start first? Give a from our session. Maybe you want to give a closing.
go Aurelius. Go Ajarn.
Oh,
Ajarn can take the lead.
Go Ajarn.
Ajarn, what is your last word? Because we are closing our session already. Yeah.
Nothing in the world can replace the love of a real teacher. I mean,
Wow.
a real good teacher.
The love,
Uh-huh.
Nothing can replace the
Emotions.
love of the teacher, okay? The social emotion
Right.
is here. The
Exactly.
love. I agree with that. Thank you, Ajarn. Thank you so much.
Okay.
How about you,
Happy
Shoba?
to see you guys.
So nice to meet you, Ajarn.
Yeah,
She's
nice
a
to meet
very
you too.
warm lady, I tell
She
you.
is.
Yes.
We are happy together today. And I think can I share the video clip to my student, because I think they will transcribe the word what we talk together and they will report.
Wow.
Would
And
love to see
that's how
that.
AI helps with our education. So
And you know
there is
that
no boundary.
and you know that I just teach my student about how to transcribe the video already from Google Bard, because just only the link from YouTube, they copy the link and summarize what they said, something like that.
Wow.
But it's okay, they can use
Wow.
they
I
can
learned something new. We can
yeah,
transcribe
it's
but
very
from that.
fabulous.
Wow, amazing.
Right. Yeah, very amazing. I have taught them and they use for easy. So come on, teacher, you give me a lot of link. I will watch it and I will summarize for you. But I said like summarize by yourself, not robot. And they said like robot can be the good assistant as you said. So please not your word.
Ajarn is like anti-AI.
Okay.
How about you, Shoba? No, Shoba will be the last. Okay, we have to give our guests first because you are the host.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on,
Okay,
Singapore.
Aurelius, what is your last word towards all of us?
I think as teachers, we can help make a difference in preparing our students, regardless of whatever changes in technology or circumstances. I think like what Ajan has said, the passion of teachers, we have the capability to make the change for our students for the future. Yeah.
Wow, the passion, teachers,
Strong.
Wow, I feel so inspired. Now my energy is like so up now. Okay, Shoba,
Oh,
last but
thanks,
not least,
Ajarn.
you.
Okay, so I think where human emotions are concerned, AI will never be able to replicate uh, to the exact accuracy of what human emotions are like. And in terms of the impact or the positivity that technology brings or AI brings, I think we should embrace it if it means that it will better the lives of human beings, especially maybe if you are working in the field of answering telephones. I'm just saying, putting it out there. you know, but that being said, I think where teaching is concerned, where education is concerned, I think we shouldn't have this pressure of trying to keep up with everything because we are limited to how much of time we have to learn. So as long as we're always plus one, like Krashen's theory, I plus one, we're always adding, and we're always moving one step ahead, we're going to be fine. And our students, I think, to equip them with critical thinking skills, creativity, problem solving skills, as we've been talking about, I think that's going to help them lead the way. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aurelius. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ajarn. Thank
you.
you so much, Shoba. Before we end, I want to take a picture first before I give this one. Can we take a picture virtually? You see now, technology brings us from 4 different countries just together today to share about the future of education in our country. I think that's amazing. We don't have to be physically together, but we can be at our
Yeah.
comfort of our home or wherever we are, just with
Yes.
our device. Yes, we can communicate with everybody, learn from everybody, and things like this. So once again, thank you so much. And for the
Thank
audience,
you.
I would like to highlight to you, please scan the QR code for your attendance because you can get your points. Okay, Malaysia, we do give points to teachers for putting extra effort in learning. So today is one of the learning session that they have that can be a value add lah to that. So cikgu-cikgu boleh scan link dan isi Google Form untuk SPL KPM ya. And I would like to also take this opportunity to highlight to everyone that we are having our GEG Energizer. So yesterday and today and tomorrow we are having our pre-event. So we are part of a pre-event, yeah. So the real physical event will be on the 16th and 17th of December in Kota Kinabalu. So if you're all interested to know more, you all can just ask the host from GEG Kota Kinabalu. And yeah, that's all from us. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you,
Thank
Ajarn.
you.
Thank you, Aurelius. Thank you,
Thank
Shoba.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone, for
you
the
so
great
much.
session. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
บ๊ายบายสวัสดีค่ะ
Bye.
Sawadee Yeah, the tanga is here.
Sawadee Terima kasih. Thank you. Singapore, what do you say in Singapore? Thank you.
No, just
They
thank
say
you.
everything too.
We are just too nice. Thank you.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands.